Cryptos are done. Cryptos are over with. That is what everyone wants you to think. That's what people in the whales want you to think, so you can sell right now. Now, cryptocurrencies, they are crashing. But guess what? We have seen many crashes, many corrections before, and guess what? They always recover. In this video, this is a crypto emergency update video. We're going to be taking a look at why cryptocurrencies have crashed. What the heck is going on? What are some of the reasons why we are seeing this crash? Are we going to stop crashing, or are we going to go back up? Is it over with? Well, in this video, I have some very precise and clear information to help you understand what the heck is happening in this crypto market and what you should do. So I highly suggest that you watch this video until the very end. And if you love cryptocurrency content like this, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe with notifications on so you do not miss these time-sensitive videos. First and foremost, let's just go to the charts. What we can see is an absolute bloodbath. I mean, Ethereum is sitting at $1,600 right now, to be specific, $1,627, okay? Not the end of the world. Bitcoin on the precipice of breaking under $21,000. We are seeing Cardano at 45 cents. So we are seeing a pretty significant correction across the board for cryptocurrencies. And over the last 24 hours, most cryptocurrencies are around the 8 to 12% correction. And honestly, that is not the worst thing in the world. It's not terrible. But Miles, why are cryptocurrencies crashing? What the heck is happening? This is so strange. We've never seen it before. Well, let me show you. One of the main reasons why cryptos are crashing so fast, why they've gone down so fast and so strong, was because of liquidations. We've seen about $700 million in liquidations across the cryptocurrency space today. And this was a response to the Fed minutes the other day, which I warned you all in my video last night, where I told you all, based on the information that the Fed had given everyone on the minutes and based on the way the charts are looking, we're most likely going to see a crash or correction. We are not only seeing a correction in the crypto market, but the stock market has seen a very big correction today. The NASDAQ was down 2%. We're seeing the S&P down 1.5. So stocks were getting beaten down. Cryptos, everything was getting beaten down. The main reason, obviously, was the US dollar. This thing has been rallying and pumping like crazy, guys. This is absolutely insane. And we know that when the US dollar goes up, when the US dollar rallies, cryptos crash. That's exactly what has been happening over the last few days. And that's why cryptos have gone down. And the dollar has been going up because of the Fed's monetary policy and also inflation across the world, which is pushing the value of other currencies around the world down. So when that happens, it also pushes up the US dollar. Now, everyone was kind of expecting bearishness and bullishness on the Fed minutes this week. I personally was bullish because I felt that the Fed was going to respond in a bullish way based on inflation is coming down. But what they did say was some bullish things and some bearish things, which I went over in my video yesterday and the day before. But most importantly, there was some bearish news in there. And the main thing is that the Fed said that they do plan on increasing rates. So that news alone, for one more session, they said they're planning on aggressively increasing interest rates. That news alone has caused this crash and everything. And it takes time sometimes for the markets to digest this information. So we're basically having a reaction from 2 days ago, and that has what has happened today and so forth. Now, next week, we do have a bullish catalyst. We have the PCE numbers coming out next Friday, which is another way to measure inflation in this country, which is most likely going to show a slowing of inflation, which might and probably will have a very strong and bullish reaction, because the Fed, even though they were very bearish this month and said that they do plan on raising interest rates aggressively, it is quite possible that the Fed probably even just about 30 days from now, or maybe 60 days, 30 to 60 days, we might get an opposite response, a different response, a more dovish message in the next minutes or their next meeting, because inflation is going to show itself most likely coming down. And if that is the case, the Fed is going to become dovish or less aggressive by raising interest rates. And when that news and information comes out, which it will, that news and information will come out in the next couple of months for sure. But remember, nothing in this video is financial advice, of course. When the Fed starts slowing the interest rates raising, which they are going to do 100%, that is guaranteed, because inflation is going to come down. And even if it doesn't, they can't just raise interest rates into 100%. They eventually have to stop raising interest rates and have to stop doing it aggressively. When that happens, which is most likely going to take place here over the next couple of months, that's when the markets are going to react very bullishly to the Fed's monetary policy. And at the same time, inflation is going to be coming down. So once inflation comes down and once the Fed can chill out and just become less aggressive, those two factors right there is what is going to bring the US dollar down. It's going to simultaneously pump cryptocurrencies. So that is what has been happening. Now let's get into the charts. Let's take a look at really what's happening. So we are seeing a continued crash as I am making this video. And we can see if we look at the 1 hour candlesticks, just constant crashing. The dump has yet to stop. The bleeding has yet to stop. And maybe as you watch this video, the bleeding has stopped or will stop eventually. Now, what we can also infer from previous corrections and crashes, especially based on the DXY and the US dollar going up, the DXY, since the market has closed, has stopped moving. So usually over the weekends, if the week has been terribly bearish, as we have already experienced, maybe the weekend, this current weekend, we have somewhat of a relief rally, somewhat of a relief bounce, some green, somewhat of a bounce, because no matter how much or how bearish things are, there's got to be some little bit of a bounce here, most likely to take place before we continue heading down. So as of right now, this weekend, in the next few days, but most importantly, let's take a look at the chart. So what we can see is that we are just constantly dumping down, and this is for Ethereum. And we did chart out Ethereum, that rising wedge pattern, which I also posted in my Patreon. I showed you in my video yesterday, which I highly recommend you should watch. And in my Patreon, I updated you and showed you that we are beginning to break out of this pattern. And usually a breakout of this pattern will result in a 10 to 20% correction. These are very common when these breakouts do happen. So if you're in the Patreon, you would have known, you would have had the information to sell if you decided to trade or sell that position. Now, whenever there is significant amount of red, even if there's a significant amount of green, it's the opposite happens, which is also true at the opposite. Whenever there's a significant amount of red, there's usually always a bounce. 100% of the time, there's going to be a bounce at some point on some major resistance level, which we're just sitting back and waiting for that bounce to take place. So we're getting really close to a bounce. The bounce is probably not going to be a huge bounce. It might not be something massive, but there is going to be a pretty decent bounce. And me personally, I am still holding, and probably at the next decent bounce, I will be potentially looking to exit to make a short trade before getting back in next week, which I believe the markets are going to react bullishly with the PCE information coming out. But if we just take a look at a couple indicators here, just like the RSI, we can see that the RSI on the 4 hour time frame and pretty much on major time frames, even the smaller time frames, is extremely oversold. Usually when the RSI gets to these extremely oversold areas, there are massive bottoms or bounces that come as a result of these massively oversold areas. And as you can take a look, any type of massive correction, I'm just going to show you, even just from recent history, any type of massive pullback or correction that looks like it's going to zero usually results in a massive bounce, because overall we are still bullish. Overall, Ethereum is bullish, cryptocurrencies are bullish. But this recent breakdown today, I must be completely honest with you, has been breaking major support levels, and we still have some bullish room to go. We still have some room to go down further to still remain bullish. And what keeps us bullish is by being an uptrend, which is higher highs and higher lows. So this drop today, unfortunate as it is for most cryptocurrencies, can form that higher low before we continue to head up. So we're looking for that higher low, but we must also understand that at most time frames, we are extremely oversold, which means we're getting really, really close to a bounce to some degree. But also, as we have seen over the summer and June, we have seen major corrections that just kept bleeding out with very little bounces. And that has happened in some scary times, which we are in a lot different times than that with the whole Luna crash and all the insolvency issues. We're not experiencing that. This is more like a healthy overreaction, a correction, a very strong emotional overreaction to what the Fed is saying, causing liquidations. So, we're not having a crypto crashing and a stablecoin depegging, those major issues which really crash cryptocurrencies. We're not having that type of issue. We're still very bullish. There's just fear in the markets, panic, and that happens all of the time. I mean, if we just zoom out, look back in history, you will see that before really big pumps, there was significant drops, corrections, and crashes, and things look like they're going to zero. I mean, look at this crash here with Ethereum. It dropped about 33%, and guess what? it started to slowly bottom out and then bounce up very, very quickly. It happens over and over again. It's a constant up and down, up and down, up and down. Things don't just go straight down forever, ladies and gentlemen, and things can't go up forever either. So just like cryptos can't pump up, Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies can't pump up to $5,000 or $10,000 immediately. They have to take pit stops. They have to take breaks because people take profits. The weak and paper hands, they have to get out of the market. And guess what? The people that are getting out now, these are the paper hands. These people are going to be buying back in when cryptos bounce up here very soon. And that's what's going to push up prices even further. We also have a lot of buyers, a lot of volume on the sidelines waiting to get in because things have already pumped up so fast and so much. They're waiting to get in. They're waiting to buy the dip, and the dip is here. The dip and the opportunities are here. Cryptos are still at a massive discount. So a really strong, good investor, an experienced investor, especially in cryptocurrency, understands the volatility of these markets. And when things are going down and there's blood on the streets and people are panicking, that's the best time to buy. Honestly, in my opinion, not financial advice, that's the best time to buy according to Warren Buffett. When there's blood on the streets, that's when you buy. You don't want to be buying when things are pumping up and going crazy. No, you want to buy when things are low, and then you want to sell when things are high. Buy low, sell high. It's the most profitable strategy out there for investing in any sphere. Now, if you want to get access to the most profitable crypto traders on the internet with important updates and information to help to give you guidance when to buy and sell at all times, go ahead and join tier 3 in the Patreon. Also, make sure you claim your $5,000 deposit bonus over on Bybit. It is a crypto trading platform out there where you can buy and sell, you can long and short, and can be making money when cryptos are crashing. Highly recommend depositing crypto over there and getting that free money. And also, if you want to learn technical analysis, when to buy and sell, how to make 1% to 2% every single day trading cryptocurrencies, I have a working strategy that I will teach you through my course and mentoring program. If you are interested, go ahead and apply with that link in my video description. Now, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and staying to the very end. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good night.